Sagittarius, welcome to your January 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Being a Sagittarian, I'm always like interested in, this reading. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. We'll see. Well, that's good. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, well, one thing that I had this idea that 2022 was going to start out with a lot of forward movement because there's a new moon in Capricorn right on the 2nd of the month. But, the more that I thought about it, there's a Venus retrograde, and Venus is a personal planet, so that does have an effect on our plans. And personally, it has been. I've been on the phone with the bank and all these things with these weird things that have been happening since the Venus retrograde, and that don't normally happen. And then we have Mercury retrograding, and that's going to be in the middle of the month. So Mercury will be in its shadow at the beginning of the month too. So probably January for a lot of Sages is going to be a time maybe more of review and wrap up than actual doing a lot of things. I don't know. It depends on the individual, because sometimes people just cannot wait to do whatever it is they want to do, and they're not going to let an astrological transit stop them, But the heart of the matter is the Five of Swords, and this is a card that is connected to the idea of the empty victory. And this is the idea that you win the battle but lose the war. Sagittarians typically will not fall prey to this because we tend to be more ethical than that. I can see people who are dealing with a narcissist, that this is something that comes up for you. And of course, the Venus retrograde is in full effect. So that could certainly be what happens. And you can see there are people in the background. So you have to be careful that you're not falling into some trap. Like other people come up to you and say, hey, what's going on? I heard that your ex said that you did this, and then you get caught in the intrigue of somebody doing a smear campaign on you, or other people who are involved in something as well. So this could be like a coworker situation where other people are also talking. Swords can be about communication. It could be toxic communication with this. Gossiping, slandering. And why are they doing it? Well, obviously they're doing it because they're jealous. And that's the only way that they can, put you down. So in January, if you find out, Sag, that you are in a situation where there is some kind of negative thing going on, you have the opportunity to stay above the fray. You don't even have to check with other people. You can just do what you came to do and let them, I was going to say let them rot, really, if you're dealing with a situation like that. In the past position, we have the Three of Wands, and this is a card of expansion, of wanting out of life. So these two cards are very interesting because you may be caught up in some kind of environment like a workplace situation where you're being bullied and you are starting to make your move. And that brings out the demons even more so, because people who are stuck in life, they can't stand to see somebody who is doing something that they are not doing, where they are stagnant. They can see you doing a lot more than they are. Now, it's funny because I had to pause this, and I ended up rearranging things. And I can't believe I can get all these cards in frame. I don't know what is happening, but I'm ecstatic. You know how long I've been trying to do this? This is really great for me because I'm always okay, there. I mean, my gosh. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so another thing about the Three of Wands is that it's a card of teamwork. According to this Moon and Stars Tarot guidebook that I just was looking at. Now, I always thought that the Three of Pentacles was more like that because Pentacles is connected to work matters and things along those lines. And Wands is, to me, more individualistic. But I'm just going by what they're saying. And with what the Five of Swords is representing, it's very toxic. So it could be a very toxic workplace. And if this is a situation that you're dealing with, then you have to decide whether or not it's going to adversely affect you. Even if you go in and just stay above the fray and do your own thing, it can still feel really bad. You know what I mean? And personally, I'm not dealing with that, but I know how that would feel, what that would feel like if I was in that situation. I think Sagittarius, we really want to get along with people. We don't really want to be in that negative energy. But people can sense that we're like puppy dogs, you know what I mean? That we're just kind of happy-go-lucky. And people who are narcissists or who are just unhappy with their lives, they hate happy people. They hate innocent people. The higher message is the Five of Cups. This is a card of mourning the loss of something, but at the same time, not throwing, being able to see the forest for the trees. So you got two cups that are remaining. Don't turn your back on the good in your life just because something may not be as you wanted. I think right now, with everything that's happening, we are entering a new phase in our existence on this planet where it's kind of I don't know if they say the karma is speeding up or the vibration is rising. So that means that we personally cannot get away with the same things we used to get away with because, and also on the flip side, we might have instant manifestations. So with the Three of Wands, don't be, I think that you might sense this within yourselves and you realize that you don't have to stay someplace for 20 years and be in that fear-based mentality. But at the same time, if there's something that you feel that you're losing, acknowledge that. Don't pretend that everything is hunky-dory when it's not. It's just that it's not either or. It's not either the end of the world or no big deal. It's somewhere in between because you might feel like there's a loss there. The heart of the matter is the King of Pentacles. Couple of observations. This could be a boss who doesn't care, who is just about the money. And these types of people are very crass. very, they're just very tacky individuals, and they are the center of the problem. Even if you can't trace it to them, if you see like the assistant manager or these underlings doing it and you can't trace it to the head honcho, it doesn't mean that it's not, the what's that phrase that says the fish stinks from the head up or something? It starts at the head. And you can't just look at the little guy who is trying to make themselves feel better by picking on other people, maligning other people. The boss may be the chief culprit. And also, that could show that their values are not your values. So you have to realize that sometimes you may not be in the right place anymore. Now, at one time, maybe it was okay, but maybe now it's time to move on. What's coming in is the Seven of Cups. This is a card of having your head in the clouds, having a lot of options, but not really being kind of like lost about where you should go, what you should do. And I think sometimes this comes about because of like emotional upheaval or disappointment about something, that it makes it hard for you to focus. It makes it hard for you to really be realistic because you've been through a lot. And there was something that was making me reflect, being a Sun and Sagittarian, about all of the things that have happened. Some Sagittarius have complained about, how life has treated them the last few years. And I was thinking, I wonder if it's going to end pretty soon. And there was some transit that I was referring to, and I can't think of right now. So you're probably like, you want to know. But if you're one of those Sagittarius who has felt that the last few years have been off, I would tend to agree with you. I think they have been. And you know what I think part of it is too is Neptune. I know from my sun sign, Neptune is making a square. If you're 20 something Sun in Sag or Sag ascendant, then you have Neptune really right in there, and it can feel very disorienting. And actually, Seven of Cups is associated with Neptune. And there can be this disillusionment at times where you're getting bewitched and then you're getting disillusioned. Maybe it goes back and forth. And really, I think that this transit of Neptune and Pisces is really asking of you, Sag, to meet the universe in the middle. Like, you don't have to be living in La La Land or being completely so-called realistic that you don't believe in anything. Those are two extremes. And with the Seven of Cups, judgment has to play into it. So you may get other job offers and things like that, but you have to maybe contain yourself, restrain yourself, because you might go after something that isn't right for you. And especially in the month of January when there's these personal planet retrogrades going on. The outcome is the Eight of Wands. I really like this card, and I always see this as pent-up energy or potential energy. So this is the fire element, and the 8 is a number of material or worldly success. So how I see this, Sag, is that January is preparing you for when it's all systems go. And there are going to be months where there are no retrogrades at all in that month. I think April is the first time. March is March, March too, March and April. And April is fire energy with Aries, and the Eight of Wands is fire energy. So that might be hinting that in a few months' time, you can really climb those mountains that the Three of Wands has in the backdrop. And maybe in the couple of months leading up to that, leading up to the March, the Aries season, you can be planning and biding your time and waiting for the right moment to make your move. Okay, Sag, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I do a lot of astrology readings. I do private tarot readings, but I mainly do astrology readings. And I promote my double astrology reading because it's a very good value, but it's also a lot more extensive than the readings I used to do. An hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits of 2022 for a special price. That's called the Deep Dive Reading, and I have other readings available at the link below, rainandmoonastrology.com. Have a great beginning to 2022, 6th universal year. Take care. Bye.